The marriage that changed everything. A wild romance recap. Hey there, romance lovers and drama addicts. Welcome back to my channel. Today, we're delving into a story that's so full of twists and turns, it'll keep you guessing until the very end. So grab your snacks, get cozy, and let's jump right in. Our tale begins with the Thomas family, who are facing a major crisis. Alex's sister Lily is supposed to marry Jake, the eldest son of the wealthy Thompson family. Now, this isn't just any marriage. It's an arranged one, set up years ago when Lily and Jake were just kids. Back then, their mothers were close friends and they thought it would be a great idea to unite their families through marriage. But as the years went by, things changed. The Thompson family's business grew and grew, making them one of the most powerful families in the city. Meanwhile, the Thomas family's influence didn't quite keep up. And to make matters worse, Jake had a tragic accident when he was young. He fell into a pool and had a high fever that left him with a mental impairment, or so everyone thought. As the wedding day drew closer, Lily was filled with dread. She was in love with someone else, a kind-hearted guy who adored her. The thought of marrying a man she didn't love, especially one rumored to be a fool, was unbearable. So with Alex's help, she hatched a plan to escape. The night before the wedding, Alex helped Lily pack her bags. They made sure to be as quiet as possible, not wanting to alert their parents. Lily was nervous but determined. She knew that if she didn't leave now, her whole life would be changed forever. Alex, being the supportive brother he was, gave her a hug and wished her luck. He watched as she slipped out the back door and disappeared into the night. The next morning, chaos ensued. When the wedding car from the Thompson family arrived, there was no sign of Lily. Her room was empty and her parents were in a panic. Alex's mother let out a scream and nearly fainted. His father's face turned pale as he realized the magnitude of the situation. The Thompson family was powerful, and a broken engagement could mean disaster for the Thomas family's reputation and their business. That's when Alex's parents came up with a desperate plan. They looked at Alex, who bore a striking resemblance to Lily, and an idea formed in their minds. They told Alex that he had to take Lily's place at the wedding. Alex was shocked and horrified. He was a guy, for goodness sake. He had never even considered marrying a man, let alone pretending to be a woman to do it. But his parents pleaded with him, telling him how much was at stake. The Thomas family had worked hard for generations to build their reputation, and this one event could ruin it all. Alex tried to reason with them, suggesting they come up with another solution. But his parents were adamant. They said that, with a wig and some makeup, no one would be able to tell the difference. They pinned him down, quite literally, and the makeup artist got to work. Alex felt like he was in a nightmare as he watched himself being transformed into a bride. Tears rolled down his face as he realized there was no way out. He thought about Lily, hoping she was safe and happy, but also cursing her a little for leaving him in this mess. And so, with a heavy heart, Alex walked down the aisle towards Jake. The banquet hall is filled with important guests, all there to see the union of the Thomases and the Thompsons. But Alex was focused on one thing, getting through this wedding and finding a way to fix everything. But behind the scenes, Alex is filled with dread. As soon as he enters the bridal suite with Jake, he starts to notice some strange things. Jake is playing with dolls, which is in line with his fool persona. But there's something in his eyes, a glimmer that makes Alex wonder if there's more to him. As the night goes on, things get even more interesting. Alex, trying to get out of his uncomfortable wedding dress, realizes the Thompsons didn't even prepare proper clothes for him. He has to wear Jake's pajamas, which are way too big. When Jake sees Alex in his clothes, there's a moment of tension. Jake's behavior starts to shift and he gets a little too close for comfort. He pulls Alex onto his lap, and Alex is left frozen, not knowing how to react. This is just the beginning of their complicated relationship. The next day, when they go downstairs to meet the Thompson family, Alex realizes just how dysfunctional the family is. Mr. Thompson and Ben, Jake's younger brother, are deep in conversation about business. It's clear that Ben is the new favorite, and Jake is being pushed to the side. Mrs. Thompson, Jake's stepmother, is cold and judgmental towards Alex. She tries to kick them out of the main house, but Alex isn't going to let her win that easily. He negotiates with her and gets a bank book with a substantial amount of money in return. With that, he and Jake move into a smaller villa. Life in the villa is a breath of fresh air for Alex. He no longer has to deal with the constant scrutiny of the Thompson family. He and Jake start to spend more time together, and their relationship begins to change. One day they're in the backyard and Jake decides to jump into the pool. His swimming skills are surprisingly good, which makes Alex question his fool act even more. Alex sits on the edge watching him, and before he knows it, Jake grabs his ankle and pulls him into the pool. In the pool, things get heated. Alex, not a great swimmer, clings to Jake for dear life. Their bodies are pressed close together, and Alex can feel Jake's strong heartbeat. Jake's lips brush against Alex's, and they share a passionate kiss. This kiss is a turning point in their relationship. After that, Jake becomes more affectionate, and Alex finds himself falling for him, despite his initial reservations. But just when things seem to be going well, trouble comes knocking in the form of Ben. There's a new and powerful company in town called the Starlight Group. The Thompsons and the Starlight Group are fierce rivals, especially when it comes to a particular piece of land. Ben, eager to prove himself, makes a series of bad decisions that cost the Thompson Company billions. Now, he's desperate and turns to Alex for help. Ben approaches Alex with a devious plan. He knows that according to Jake's mother's will, Jake inherits her shares once he's married. Ben wants Alex to convince Jake to transfer the shares to him, promising that Alex will be able to divorce Jake if he helps. Alex can see right through Ben's scheme and refuses, but Ben isn't going to give up easily. At Mr. Thompson's birthday banquet, Ben makes his move. He drugs Alex's drink, and when Alex starts to feel the effects, Ben drags him to a hotel room, intending to take advantage of him. It's a terrifying moment for Alex, but just when all seems lost, Jake bursts in with his men. This is when the biggest secret is revealed. Jake is not a fool at all. He's the mastermind behind the Starlight Group. Jake had been playing the fool for years to protect himself. His mother, aware of his father's infidelity and the threat it posed to Jake, had written her will in a way that ensured he could only inherit her shares after getting married. His stepmother, jealous of Jake's potential and worried that he would outshine her own son, pushed him into freezing water. Jake survived and used the opportunity to pretend to be a fool while secretly building his own empire. With Jake's true identity revealed, the Thompson family's world came crashing down. Mr. Thompson and Ben ended up in prison for their illegal business activities. The company's stocks plummeted and Jake took over as the new majority shareholder. He takes control of the situation, and he takes care of Alex. After that, their relationship becomes official. Alex brought Jake home to meet his parents. When they found out Jake's true identity, they were shocked. But in the end, they accepted their relationship. And that's when things got a little awkward, yet hilarious. Alex's mother, with a mischievous smirk, asked, "So, who's on top?" Jake, blushing like a schoolboy, quickly replied, "Of course it's my husband on top." "Don't be fooled by how slender he looks." Alex's dad was the first to react, silently giving Alex a thumbs up with an expression that said, "That's my boy." Now we're at this super intimate moment later that night. Jake, who affectionately calls Alex his little Thomas boy, gets a bit shy but then reveals that he wants to try being on top. And Jake, being the loving partner he is all for it. He's like, well, if that's what he wants, so be it. It's these little personal moments that really show how deep their connection has grown over time. From a forced marriage to this tender and passionate relationship, they've come such a long way. If you're as invested in this story as I am, don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to my channel for more amazing story recaps. Let's keep the drama and romance alive.